Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Matty Media Cast. We're on episode 7. Today is the 7th of March 2021. I am Burbsy, and next to me right here is my main man, Mr. Matty J.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you again.
It's been a long week. Feels like it's been the last of the podcast. Right here. Got shit to talk about, as usual, because this is what we do. You know
Exactly. Exactly.
We have got another actor spotlight for you this week. This week we will be giving you the lowdown on Mr. Eddie Murphy in dedication to Coming to America, coming out on 2 days ago on Prime. Prequel in the series, film that came out 32 years. Be Mr. Pocket Hurt. Quick money grab, let's go. But we'll do that in a little bit later in the podcast. Everyone's getting hype in the chat. Podcast, let's
Indeed.
go. Hype it up, baby.
Indeed.
Just a quick plug before we start. If you haven't already, go follow us on Facebook, where we basically post all week. Gaming news, trailers for new obviously on the weekend we're here, we're live, and go to you day after. Yeah, so you follow us over on Facebook, keep us on there and check us out. But first, I think we should hit some news for this week. I think the biggest news would be that the Fast and Furious 9 has been delayed again.
Yeah, it's been delayed.
I think it was due to come out May the.
Yep, that's right.
Yes, Universal have delayed it till they've delayed it until June 25th for reasons. Apparently, for whatever reason, they said that they felt no one would be able to go see it at cinemas, so they've delayed it a month. Yeah, so we're basically fucking 3 days out of lockdown. Everyone's going to the cinema just to see. To be fair, I mean, I'm not even that excited for Fast 9. I don't know about you, mate.
Nah, I just think it's far-fetched now. I think in respect of Paul, I think the series should have been stopped a long time ago, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still producing money out of it, but I just don't think that it's a series that needs to be continued any more than it has.
To be fair, I mean, me personally, I was fuming after the trailer. I didn't.
Yeah. It's just like they're coming up with random shite now. Like for example, I mean, they brought out like a side film for it, like that Luke and Shaw. What was it?
Yeah.
Was it Luke? Hobbs and Shaw. Sorry. Luke Shaw's a footballer. Hobbs and Shaw. Yeah, they're bringing out that. So I just don't think it needs to carry on.
No. One of them. Obviously, they had 10 films had set in stone before what happened to Paul Walker.
Yeah.
So obviously that come into play. I think always when I met.
Great.
Yeah, Harky says Kitchen Hobbs and. To be fair, I haven't really watched it. I only watched little bits of it, and I didn't enjoy that either. To be honest,
I didn't pay much attention to it, to be absolutely honest with you.
Grip me.
It just, yeah.
But I was just more fuming the fact that they've brought fucking back from the.
The one from
Tokyo Drift, that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the fact that. Oh, hello. I didn't die like What the fuck? Sorry, mate.
It's alright. It's crackers. It's too far fetched now. Just doesn't need to be carried on. Yeah,
It looked like a just try and grasp the interest.
yeah.
Well, I forgot to mention as well, by the way. Forgive me if my croaky. Sound like my balls are dropping all over again. I've had a bit of a last couple of nursing that, you know.
He's milking it.
What's
He's
that? Like my
milking
voice is cracking. That's fucking more. You know what I mean? Sound like from Dudley.
it. Dudley.
Right. Moving on to gaming now. I don't know if you've seen this. Being a Warzone man yourself.
Unfortunately, I have seen what you're about to mention.
There's been plenty of rumours coming out that there's going to be a mass zombie infection.
His take.
I don't know how to think about that because part of me thinks good idea. The other half of me thinks.
Yeah,
Looking
I've just
at
seen
it
Johnny's
from
comment.
a different point of view, I think it'd stop people. If there's constantly zombies running around you, you ain't gonna sit in a building for long. Gotta move or you die. So in theory, it could be a little good production, but then again, a bit far fetched.
I already know that, and I'm sure the lads in the comments will agree. It's going to piss off a lot of fans. It really is. It's going to piss off a lot of fans because I've said this to one of the lads as well, and he said it as well. I just think that I don't like the fact that Treyarch's taken over Warzone because they have taken over now. It's Warzone's Treyarch's game now, and their answer to everything is all zombies. Zombies this, zombies that. Like, keep it to your own game. Don't put it into Warzone. Like, fair enough, have it down on the shipwreck, leave it there where it is. But like,
I still ain't even landed there.
oh, it's hectic. It's so hectic, man. Like, you can go in, you kill 40 zombies, you pick up a yellow access card, you take it to the chest, you get about 8k, a durable gas mask, which is apparently meant to last 40 seconds. Hawk, you'll comment on this. Lasts nowhere near 40 seconds. You get a legendary gun and a satchel, if I haven't said. Yeah, that's what you get. So, yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. I think it's just gonna make it frustrating.
Yeah,
Obviously,
indeed.
You found constantly think random camping in a corner. Oh, there's a horde of zombies and kill them now.
Aye, exactly. Because I mean, honestly, Warzone's just as frustrating as it is. Like, honestly,
I
like,
think it'll kill solos.
I hope it does.
Solos is difficult enough as it is.
I
Purely
hate
for the amount of
solos.
people that are just sat in a fucking house until.
Yeah, I hate.
Like Johnny just said, they can add as many zombies as they want, just separate mode.
Yeah.
Which is true. I think that's kind of what they've done with Outbreak. They should make Outbreak more instead of just 4 people. So, they should add more players, make like 10 to 15 different teams instead of just having one team of 4 doing challenges. They should add like PvP aspect to it.
Yeah, definitely.
I
100% agree with that.
That'd make that even.
Yeah, it's like I mean, there's already speculations that a nuke's going to go off and blow up half of Verdansk. Which I'm a bit like a lot of people are going mental for that. The like COD fans are a bit like Treyarch fans. They just can't let go of the past. Like in the instance that they just can't let go of past zombies, where Treyarch milk the absolute living hell out of the old maps. Like they're talking about bringing Kino to Toten back, and it's just like just leave it in the past.
Yeah, it kind of frustrates you. Like it makes you think, well, why is there no like creativity maps and new guns that they keep bringing out new guns, which are just old guns from old games.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
it's like it, it's like because I mean like I say, I am optimistic about this nuke stuff going off and blowing up off at Verdansk. I think it'll be good. Like, because I mean, honestly, these lads will cry on about it or get annoyed about it as much as they want. But like, I'm sick of the same map. Like, I'm happy with the map, but I just want little things to change, and that's what Treyarch or Activision or whoever the hell's making these improvements or whatever to the map, and make slight little movements to like changing the map. Like for example, opening the missile silos and stuff up in hills or military base, um, extending the bunkers that they have done. It's just things like that. I mean, blowing up half a train station's one of the maps, one of the sections that's getting nuked
Yeah,
apparently. I'm happy for that. I don't mind that, to be fair, because
yeah.
train station's just a big absolute.
I mean, I don't know whether it was me being like really dumb and completely oblivious to the fact, but I thought they would have done a new map when they brought Cold War out.
Yeah. Well, like, because obviously people don't. Obviously people know there's a brand new map out, that Rebirth Island. People don't really favour that, but you know, it's not actually a bad. It's not bad for a change every so often. Like, it's really
Yeah,
not. Um, it's actually quite interesting to have every so often. You know. It's just like, yeah, it is what it is.
the thing that gets me, I feel like we've all had this conversation before when Fortnite was the in game. Don't you
Yeah,
think it's like almost the identical situation where every time there's a new season, every time there's an update, it was always, oh, they're gonna blow up Tilted Towers. Oh, Tilted Towers are gonna get blown up. Oh, blah blah blah, and it never happened
yeah,
until they officially like. I think they probably just got bored of the fans saying the same thing every time. They didn't blow it up, did they? I think they just changed it. But
yeah.
you play
It's like
Fortnite, no,
it's like what Johnny just said there, and I remember talking to this with Johnny as well. I think that what he said would be a class idea, blowing
yeah,
up
they're
the
like,
dam. Yeah, blowing up the dam and the water just submerges the maps. Because I think this is where Treyarch's going to follow into it, because they've already got boats in the game. Well, not Warzone itself,
yeah,
but
Cold War
you
then.
can, yeah, you can edit you in game you can actually edit the boats and stuff on the
Yeah,
actual Warzone map. So I'm thinking boats are going to come into the game, um, and what have you. Boats are definitely going to come into the game. Um, so it could be quite a possibility that that dam's going to get blown up. Quite possibly.
I mean the only thing I could think is the fact that the water behind dam is all. I don't know
Yeah.
whether I on that. I'm sure.
Well, it's I don't know if it's because I know the surface of it is frozen, but hopefully the underneath of it's not. I don't know. I don't know. We'll
But to be
see.
fair,
We'll
even
see.
if you go the other side of the map next to port, there's like a like a mini dam there,
Yeah.
blocked off like the river where the river runs through the map.
Oh yeah, that's
Could,
right. I
you
didn't
could
think
do
about that.
something. Could do something.
Yeah.
To be fair,
100, I agree with that. I agree. 100%.
I think something changed.
Yeah.
Like GTA, and it really like live off the basically the same game year after year. People will eventually get bored.
Yeah.
No
Exactly.
matter how many different guns, little modifications, you might gonna be a new game come out where another company will take advantage. That'll get massively hyped, and then Warzone will get forgotten.
Yeah. Crazy one. It really is.
Fingers crossed. Then but we'll see what.
Yeah.
I think everyone's
we'll all keep optimistic and stuff for it.
But
And
yeah,
what have you.
even if they did bring out a new map, let's face it, it'd just be every single multiplayer map pieced into
Probably,
ass.
definitely. That's what Blackout was, to be fair. So, which
To
is
be fair, I didn't
variations
really
of the
play
map.
Blackout. Wish I did. Never really played it.
Was decent, but it'll never live up to the expectations that of its competitor being Warzone. Like honestly, I say this all the time. And everyone agrees. Like Verdansk saved my my first lockdown. It made it so much better. But yeah,
God, not that anymore.
new game coming out.
Depresses us enough a week. Yeah, there's been an announcement track. New Blanky Jet. Is that
Oh, Johnny, give over, will you?
right? Yeah, there's been an announcement trailer released for a new Alien game. Obviously, all the other Alien games are normally like single player horror on the edge of your seat, getting scared shitless every 2 minute kind of games.
Yeah,
This one, by the looks of the trailer, it's a multiplayer game. So it looks like you're in teams of 3 or 4. You're on basically you've got to survive like hordes of aliens. I mean, obviously it's only an announcement trailer, so it's not going to be as in depth as the game will be. But it looks quite
yeah.
promising, to be fair.
Does look decent. Does look decent. I miss the original Alien versus Predator game. That was class. That absolutely brilliant.
I don't feel like I played.
Oh, it was mint. You had the choice to you had the ability to play as a predator or an alien. And the aliens were class. You used to just climb the walls and stuff and just run around and killing people. It was mint.
Yeah, I feel like I did play.
I'm sure
That
me and
was
you played it. I could have sworn me and you played it back in the day.
maybe we forgetful. Obviously didn't.
Yeah, exactly. If it gripped with that much, you'd have remembered my guy.
What are you like with the films of the Alien versus Predator?
I've not really seen most of them. I've seen some of them. Um, from what I had seen, they're not too bad, but they're not my go-to films.
I mean the originals. I
Yeah,
just love the first Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah.
Famous. It's the line everyone knows. Probably have
Get to
never.
the chopper. Yeah,
Get to the
uh,
chopper.
that's it's been quite some time since I've watched it. To be fair, but yeah. Well, I'll do it. I'll
Watch
do
all
it.
the Alien films.
I'd attempt it if they're on a streaming platform. I'll attempt it.
Right, another little bit of a snippet like that. But if you're a fan of the Harry Potter series, glad to see that the new Hogwarts game just lately, obviously, give the massive love by releasing the fact that you can be a transgender character. Obviously, she had all those comments come out in the press that they'd like bigoted against people that were transgender and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think all the fans have basically told. I love it when that. But in terms of the game, comes out PS5. Lead designer of the game has almost been forced from the game to the fact that he has a YouTube channel himself. Emerged that he's got lots of pretty controversial stuff on there, like anti-feminist, pro-gamergate content. basically him reacting to really like shitty ways. Basically, obviously, someone's reported this, had to quit from the game, so I don't know whether that's gonna have impact on the game or not. Surely they'll just replace him. Game kind of teased to be, when they released the PS5 and all the trailers for it and everything. I don't know what you thought.
The game in general, I'm dead excited for the game. In terms of when it becomes to like, I mean, I can understand why he's being forced to quit his job, because I can see why it would stir up quite a lot of fuss within the public eye and what have you. But at the end of the day, I still don't think no one should be drove to quit their job because of their choices. Obviously, given that it's not something very bad. Whereas when I'd look at that, like anti-feminist and stuff and things like that, I mean, we've all got our opinions and what have you. I don't think that's enough to force someone out of a job. But if he's gone about it really stupidly and he's acting immaturely on the videos, then you can understand why it's kicked up such a fuss. The whole the whole idea behind the transgender within the game, don't have any issues with it. Cyberpunk was one of them big games that actually introduced being transgender into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
didn't have any issue with. I didn't have any issue with that. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's always something that's going to piss someone off.
To be fair, yeah, like you said, it's just day and age that we live in. Everyone gets times you just say like, man up, get on with it, live your
Exactly.
life. Why should people getting all philosophical? Why should you live your life worrying what other people think? At the end of the
Exactly.
day, you live your life, live it to the best you want to live, and truly, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks, as long as you're happy in yourself. That's all that matters.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't even know what
Preacher
that.
Matt on the mic. Get this man a TV show, Dr. Burbs.
Do it. Do it.
Dr. Burbs.
Do it.
Live with your problems. Save your life. Totally great. I didn't know. Well, I think that's it for the news. Seen anything that I haven't, but and that's all we've got down. So the only other thing is coming to America 2, or coming to America. Obviously, that was released Friday, the 5th, on exclusively on Amazon Prime. For those of you who haven't watched it, I'm not gonna. I was gonna do a review, but then it probably ain't the best idea because people haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But basically, we'll speak our thoughts and such. I know Matty's got a bit of an opinion on it so far. So I'll let Matty ride the right wave.
Yeah, I'll as mentioned to Matt, I've not watched it all, to be totally honest with you. I got through a portion of the film, and I just had no idea what was going on in comparison to the first one. I wasn't gripped on it as much. Like it's the same with any Amazon films. Like Borat 2 was, I was nowhere near gripped onto that as I was the first one.
Borat 2 as well.
Yeah, like that's just another topic that was dreadful. But yeah, yeah, there's not much I can say. I'll watch it properly. I'll watch it all at some point when we do the podcast next week. I'll tell you how I finally thought on it.
I'm gonna do a more in detail review next week. So obviously, if people are interested in doing that, I suggest you go watch it at some point in the week. and mine's up at the end of the day. I mean, I personally, just to sum it up without telling anything, it's just stereotypical sequel.
I knew this was coming. I knew it would sort of disappoint you in
It's just
some
a
way.
stereotypical sequel. I'll leave it at that. I have got a rating. My rating for it out of 5. And I'll give my reasoning on that next week in the review. I recommend anyone watching it. If you've watched the first one, if you watch Coming to America 1 back from the 90s, I'd recommend you to watch it. But yeah, I'd recommend anyone to. Don't just base it on what.
Yeah.
Worth the watch. But
Exactly.
speaking on that, now have the weekly actor spotlight. We introduced last week, and for the any wasn't with us, this basically in this section we spotlight a certain actor. We talk about their lives, quirky facts, figures you may not have known, and stuff like that, and just gives you a bit of your favourite actors. And just to say before we start, if anyone does ever want us to just spotlight a certain actor, just let us know in the comments.
Or director.
Yeah, all directors, actors, actresses, anyone in the movie industry or TV industry, anything like that. Just let us know either in one of our lives on the YouTube channel, or I said earlier, go over to the Facebook page. We've both got access to the Facebook page. Let's get both on there. It's easier that way. So we'll get stuck in, and hopefully enjoy this week's. So in this week we're talking about Eddie Murphy, to continue on the theme of Coming to America. The one and only Eddie Murphy.
Do it. So Eddie has been on our screens for decades, displaying different acting qualities from stand-up comedy, family favourites, and a dabble in the music industry, which I had no idea about the music industry, but
He's actually got a song on GTA 5.
Has he?
Can't remember. I think it's The Lowdown.
No way.
Called Party All the Time. So Matty's gonna go Google.
I'll play it on GTA, so I'll be looking out for that when I go back onto it. So
so Eddie Murphy was born on the 3rd of April in 1961. So he's see, Johnny knows it. So he was born in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in the Bushwick region of Brooklyn. He had a rather tough childhood, reading up on life. His parents, Lily and Charles, split when he was only 3 years old. So he lived with his single mom till he was 8 years old. Then his father died, which was quite a way to go. He was in an intimate relationship with a woman, and she decided to stab him. What a way to go! I don't know if it was jealousy or whatever, but he was basically shagging a bird, stabbed him. Oh, it's so bad. But yeah, also around the same time, 8 years old, mom had to spend a year in Charles Murphy.
That's mad. So obviously, Eddie grew up in a class. I'll rephrase that. So Eddie grew up being like the sort of class clown. I was a bit like that. His early life trauma influenced him to develop a sense of humor early on, which is pretty good. The fact that he could put all the stuff that happened to him behind him. It is noted that Eddie was just 15-year-old when he decided to become a comedian, taking inspiration from the great Richard Pryor, along with Bill Cosby. God, Bill Cosby. Red Fox, Robin Williams, Muhammad Ali, Bruce Lee, and Charlie Chaplin. I didn't realise he took inspiration of Charlie Chaplin. That's quite a surprise. But yeah, go on.
So Eddie got his big break through the avenue of a TV show called Saturday Night Live, which is a late night comedy sketch show aired over in the States. This obviously Saturday Night Live has also played host in many different. Pretty much everyone on that list gave us as Saturday Night Live stardom from it. Eddie had everlasting stardom from the characters he created on the show. His most famous ones being a character called Buckwheat and Gumby as well. He then went on to perform on stage as a stand-up comedian. He had two specials that aired on TV and obviously added to DVD. The first one being Delirious, released in 1983. The success from that led him to release Eddie Murphy Raw 1987, which grossed over $50 million at the time, being the most successful stand-up special ever. I think that's only been beat Kevin Hart since. So just to show all the comedians since have not beaten that up Kevin Hart. So he was really successful as a stand-up comedian.
After all the years of doing the stand-up comedian stuff, he finally then decided to start acting. He tried his first time at acting and he starred in what I'd say fairly great movies such as Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cops, which was fantastic, Coming to America was fantastic, Harlem Nights, not seen personally, and who could forget the brilliantly performed The Nutty Professor. So there's other films such as Dr. Dolittle, Daddy Daycare, personally one of my favourites, and Norbit. But he is famously known for his role as a voice actor starring in the greats such as Mulan, which I didn't know. He played Mushu. Is it Mushu? Mushu. The dragon. And in the infamous Shrek is Donkey.
Donkey!
Donkey!
He also has brought many other comedians and actors into the spotlight, most notable being Dave Chappelle, who has himself gone on to have brilliant success in his career as an actor and a comedian as well. Very successful comedian. Dave Chappelle, I think he got his big breakthrough. Obviously he plays Reggie, stand-up comedy club, the one with the frilly hair, and he basically takes a piss out of him. That's Dave Chappelle.
So obviously, like I say, it's not always been plain and simple for Eddie. In his career, many critics and fans alike him slated him over a 10-year period for various films such as Adventures of Pluto Nash, Meet Dave. Meet Dave was fantastic. I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. Imagine that in Norbit. Norbit, I can't understand why. During this stint, he was voted as the worst actor of the decade for the spat of films. Yeah, people have no sense in good films. Absolute tits.
Yeah, basically shut on.
Meet Dave was class.
Meet Dave was okay for me.
No, I wouldn't put it up there being one of the best films in the world.
I enjoyed Imagine That. That was quite a good film. That was an interesting one. No bits here or there. You either really love it or like a mock.
Yeah.
But yeah, Eddie did not let this go to him. Basically using the criticism to improve himself and get better in the movie industry. He's worked as a producer for many films as well. 90% of the films a producer for as well.
So obviously during his personal life he's slapped through many different relationships through the years. Notably he's only been legally married once. So he's only been married once, which is crazy. Even though he has exchanged vows with another one of his partners, Eddie has 10 children from 5 different women. Oh, he does get about. But he is a very devoted father, spending most of his free time with his children. That's a good father. I like that. I like that.
Just a quick little plug. He's actually, I think he's got quite a few of his kids are actually coming to America. Second one.
Yeah.
I know one of his daughters plays one of his. I don't know which one though.
That couldn't comment on that.
There's a few of them in there. As you can see from that glorious list, Eddie has got an illustrious career behind the critics and certain people say. Sitting next to greats such as Morgan Freeman, the only 2 African American actors sit in the top 5 highest grossing actors. Obviously, you put him next to the amazing actor.
Yeah,
Shows
agreed.
the kind of level that Eddie Murphy. He's also recently teased that he's thinking of making a much anticipated return. Something that fans have called for decades, which I'd like to see stand-up comedy again. I mean, I don't know about anyone who've seen the stand-up shows that he's done. I've got them both on it. I found them hilarious. It was just a different side to Eddie Murphy. Obviously, see Eddie Murphy on the big screen, you think, oh, he's this guy. He's always the dad. He's always, the funny man or whatever. But in his stand-up comedian, he's like a completely different person. Like he's like so like X-rated. It's a different take on him. I know a lot of people wouldn't necessarily like that, but every other word out his mouth's the F word. I definitely recommend going to see his stand-up shows if you haven't seen.
So obviously, cool.
So mate.
I was just going to mention the last bit underneath that, but yeah, you go ahead.
Basically, we're just going to discuss our favourite film.
Yep.
We've made our top 5. Another little feature that we're doing over the few. Basically.
Yeah.
So if you talk through our top 5, Matty, you want to go first, starting from number 5?
Number 5, obviously, my number 5 is Coming to America. The first one. Back. Funny enough, one of the person who recommended it was the beautiful person that you're looking at right now. Matt, Burbs recommended this back when I was back when we first met each other. After a couple of months, this is one of the films I vaguely remember him recommending for me, and ever since he told us about it, I watched it, and honestly, I've loved it ever since. It's got the comedy side of it. It's just like the fact that he plays pretty much most of the actors in it is just class. Like some of them are some of the characters he plays are funny, but yeah.
It's like a staple of Eddie Murphy. You see Eddie Murphy in a film, characters.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think it's a good capability. And my number 5, which I know is like we spoke about earlier, is a bit of a mark. My number 5 is Norbit. For more reasons than just the obviously the film itself is hit or miss. It's dodgy storyline that basically some bloke that like in a very like abusive relationship with someone that's probably 6 times the size of him, Respucia. He's in love with another girl that he knew, and just like you think some of it is funny, but it's just the memory for me of college and everyone was just talking about Norbit. Looking back, thing for me, just my number 5 is Norbit.
My number 4 is what I got quite shocked about, the fact that it got massively critiqued. Would be Meet Dave. class film. People controlling them inside. Yeah, I thought it was a very funny film. Obviously, it's not one of his best films. I would no way in any way say that it was a 10 out of 10 film. But it's just the basics of it. Like I thought was great of it. But yeah, I've only seen it a handful of times. But
Yeah, I haven't seen it a lot, to be honest. I've
yeah,
only got vague rem. And isn't he an alien? Like
yeah,
insane, it's an alien and
yeah,
alien space.
yeah. So he's being controlled with inside. The
Yeah,
small. I'm sure the people inside of his body is actually Eddie Murphy. I
yeah,
think
it is.
so.
Yeah, I remember now. Like the guy,
Yeah,
like the captain of the ship.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Right, so my number four, was one of his first films, being Trading Places.
I've not seen it.
Seen it.
Not seen it.
It's a really good film. Um, classic, classic.
1983.
So basically, plays a homeless person at the start, uh, and basically these two sort of moguls, stocks and shares. They own like a stock and bond company. They have a bet with them that they can't turn this homeless guy shitloads of money. So basically they swap him and the guy that works for him that's really good.
Yeah.
This is like a mini review. They swap their lives. So basically they make the homeless man like in the job shitloads of money. Blah blah blah. I'm make the other guy homeless without telling him why. Basically, the story find out that they're only doing it because they had a $1 bet with it. Literally bet each other $1 they could do it. So then it's a story of them teaming up to get back at them, sort of thing, and basically that.
Well,
Quite well made, quite a good storyline to be fair. Plus you see Jamie Lee Curtis's.
who can't complain about that? Who can't complain? I'll be honest, I searched it up there because I'm gonna be honest, everyone. I've never seen it, as I mentioned at the start. But I'll just give you a quick fun fact because I found that quite interesting. In the weekend that it was released, between Saturday and Sunday, it made 7.3 million in the first weekend, and the gross that it made just in the USA alone was $90 million. And
Bad, is
bearing in
it?
mind, $90 million, and bearing in mind they only had a budget of 15 million, so they've tripled that
To be fair, you
basically.
got to think it was made in the 80s as well.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
what $90 million in the 80s be now?
Mad in it, absolutely mental.
But it was a really good film. I'd rate it about 4.
Yeah,
Plus, it's like my quote for every New Year. Because in one of the scenes, it's on the train, and he dresses up as like an African exchange student. Instead of saying Happy New Year, shouts Merry New Year, Merry New Year, every year. Like a tradition. I do it every year.
married. I can just imagine you bursting through the door and seeing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my number 3 is the classical Shrek. Um, I
Donkey.
did Donkey. I did originally have Shrek 2 on this list as well, but I just thought it was pointless putting two different Shrek films on the same list.
Shrek 2 on
Um,
DVD.
yeah, Shrek 2 on DVD. But yeah, fantastic film. Honestly, for what it was class. I generally don't have a bad thing to say about it. I just think little aspects of the film is hilarious. Like the fact that they go to save the princess, Donkey falls in love with the dragon, and then he ends up having babies with a dragon. Just crazy.
You
But
know
yeah,
what? Like some of that film is low key, like really like it sucks. You look at it when you watch
yeah,
it as an
it
adult, you're
is.
like, hang on a minute. I never understood this as a kid. But what the fuck? Like when the dragons got him tied up and she goes underneath and he's like, oh, don't touch that. You're like, what the like looking at it now, I'm like, what the fuck is in this film? Man, like, what? Oh my god, this is a
Imagine
kids' film.
imagine if that was actually planned for us uh, when we got older. Uh,
That's
so if we'd
weird,
watch
isn't
it
it?
again, we'd actually understand the joke. Like,
Weird, isn't it? That is. But yeah,
and
Shrek's a
it's like
classic. In Shrek.
it's like the whole making the gingerbread. Am I a real boy? Oh no, that's Pinocchio.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sure he said the gingerbread man says that. Oh no, the Muffin Man. That's definitely gingerbread. Uh,
I can't even do the
but
voice because of my throat, man. Fuck.
but yeah, classical film. Yeah, I cannot say now part about it, but yeah, I'd give that a solid five. Solid five.
Right, my number three. Would
Not seen it.
is a Disney classic film. China. Basically, China goes into war. Basically, her dad gets it, but he's like a cripple, so she disguises herself as a man to be in the army, which is obviously China. They're very strict. Set in the old. Yeah, Eddie Murphy plays Mushu the dragon, the family guardian, that's trying to protect her safe and that. For me, he makes a lot just comedic gestures in. He says keeps it light instead of like serious, you know. But definitely 4 out of 5 for me.
My number two is Tower Heist.
Never
Um,
actually watched.
Tower Heist was one of the films I actually seen in the film in the cinema. Was a class
I
film.
saw a
Uh,
film in the film.
I saw the film on the film. I'm just gonna get the actors up. It had like Ben Stiller in it, and obviously Eddie Murphy being one of them. And I don't think it was really favoured to be absolutely honest with you.
Oh, I've never didn't even know Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy was in Tower Heist. Um, so obviously the basic synopsis of it is the they're a group of like they're a gang that want to steal a car from a penthouse, and it's a golden Ferrari. Um, there's gold underneath. Well, they go to steal gold, and then they don't realize that the car is actually the gold. Um, but yeah, they have to get the golden car out of the building. Um,
Keep talking.
yeah, it's class. So you've got the likes of Ben Stiller, Eddie Murphy, Casey Affleck, Alan Alda. Um, but yeah, class. Absolute class. That gets a 4 out of 5 from me. 4 out of 5. That's all good. That's all good.
Hopefully that's better. I don't know whether that was gonna work or not. Sorry, I'm having some microphone issues apparently.
That's all good.
Shit. That one. Yeah, I think that's fixed it. Hopefully that's better. I'm not cutting out anymore. Hopefully. It could just be the fact that my voice is fucked, so I might just croak out halfway through a sentence.
And
yeah,
another fun fact for you is obviously again same thing from before. The budget was between 75 and 85 million, and this really doesn't show that it was a good film. They only managed to intake 152.9 million, which, if you think, with a budget of 85 million that they've used on the film to create it, yeah, they've not really made much.
No, they've not doubled the money, have they?
They use several buildings provided by Donald Trump.
Wankers.
Used to represent the eponymous tower. Yeah, whatever the hell it's called. But yeah,
No,
your turn, Matty. What's your number?
my number 2 would be The Nutty Professor.
Fast.
The Nutty Professor. The only thing I want to quote from The Nutty Professor is Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Oh God, it's like, I think if you go up to anyone and just say Eddie Murphy, the first film that they'll say is Nutty Professor. It's just typical Eddie Murphy. He plays his whole family in that film, and there's his mum, his dad, his brother, his nan. So he plays 5 characters just in his family. Then obviously he plays Sherman himself, then Buddy Love. So he plays 6 or 7 characters in the film, and he does them all incredibly. I love the Nan. To be fair, have you ever watched it, mate? Surely you've watched it.
Yeah, I've watched it. Yeah,
I love the Nan. The Nan just makes me laugh, man. It's just a great film. Really good storyline as well, to be fair.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that though.
Yeah, the comedy in it, I do love. Definitely. Number 1 for me. I loved that when I was a kid. Came out in 2003, so I was only a little lad when I seen it. It was a wee man. It was Daddy Daycare. Absolute class film. It was funny. Eddie Murphy sets up like a daycare for all the kids. And all the kids have got their own little characters and stuff. All of them act like little shits, and it comes to the point where he teaches them all to not be little shits. You've got the likes of Flash with the tortoise, and Flash thinking he could run around the room. Oh, it's class! Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that. To be fair, I know it's not on my list, but I did love Daddy Daycare. It's a heartwarming film.
Exactly.
Right, my number 1. We haven't spoke about, and I'm not sure whether many people have seen it, but it was a film. It came out in the late 90s. It starred him and Martin Lawrence as the main protagonists, and it's called Life.
I've not seen that neither.
No, I would 1,000,000% recommend that you watch it. It is an absolutely outstanding film. It's not me, Mike. It was very well acclaimed by critics and obviously fans alike. It was literally, story is he set in the what's it called? The time in America where the banned all alcohol. I can't think what it's called. That's really bad. But yeah, basically he's like a dodgy guy that sells stolen stuff, and he does all that kind of stuff. And Martin Lawrence, who's obviously in Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2 and Blue Streak and all them kind of films, he's like an honest guy who just manages to get caught up in Eddie Murphy's problems. They travel to some part. They basically travel to some part in the redneck town. Being 2 black guys, they instantly stick out like a sore thumb, and they get framed for a murder because they were witnesses. So they get framed for the murder, and then they get life in prison. And then the story is them basically being best friends but hate each other at the same time, and it's just a really really good film. I mean, it's got quite a good cast in it as well. I know Bernie Mac's in there. Who else was in there? No,
Martin.
You got Martin Lawrence, Abba Babatunde, Nick Cazavetes, Anthony Anderson, who's obviously in he's in other films like Me, Myself and Irene, Kangaroo Jack, Transformers. I love Bernie Mac, who plays Django Leg. Oh my god, 1000%. Anyone watching right now, go and watch Life. It is 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5. A brilliantly made film. Sorry, my voice is like dying right now. It's like I don't want to go out anymore.
Yeah, so obviously that's us for the films in the spotlight this week. So obviously, like I say, thank you very much everyone for listening. Is there an actress, actor, or director you would like us to spotlight next? Let us know in either the chat that is already now, or for all you lovely people on the YouTube side, please do leave a comment on the podcast, and we'll review your actor or director.
What I'm gonna do, sorry to interrupt you, Matty. On the Facebook page, I'm gonna start a poll from now on. At the end of every podcast, I'll go over on the Facebook page. I'll start a poll and people can vote on there. Charles put to Tom Hanks. I'm down with that. We'll do Tom Hanks. What's wrong, Matty? What's wrong?
Because she's obsessed with Tom Hanks.
Well, no, we'll do it. We please the people. We please the people
Tom Hanks
that support us. She's supporting us, so we are going to do Tom Hanks. This time next week, we'll spotlight Tom Hanks. From now on, I'll do a poll in the Facebook page. So if you haven't followed us over on there, make sure you go and search us. The link is on the screen down here. Look. Just search the Matty Media Cast on Facebook and it'll pop up on there. Go and choose, go and like the posts we put on there, interact with us on there, do all that kind of stuff. Matty, do you want to just talk, because my voice is dying right now?
Yeah, so like I say, everyone, obviously, as Matt said, we'll create a poll every single week. Obviously, me and Matt will come off stream now, and we'll discuss the likelihood of us doing Tom Hanks or what have you next week. We'll more than likely do it because obviously, as you mentioned, we've got to keep it happy for everyone. We've got to do what you ask. Well, we don't have to, but like, it's best to obviously get your input and what have you. And like I say, it'll keep it less dry if we have every single person, like every so often, offer their own actor. Like Johnny, you being the big film person that you are, I'd expect you to at least put an actor or a director if you're actually still listening, which I know if it's you, you will be. But honestly, if you're all down for like actors, directors, what have you, just get them all put in. Don't be shy.
It can
we're here
be
to chat.
Anyone.
Yep, it could be absolutely anyone.
It doesn't matter if we know them, if we don't know them. Obviously, that's the whole point. We do our research. We go the extra mile to do it. Obviously, if it's someone you know a lot about already, you know, it doesn't really matter, because maybe you could, you know, want to share some thoughts on that person that other people wouldn't know. You know what I mean? So, you know, it just let us know and we'll do it.
Sean said, do a mom actress because it's Mother's Day next Sunday.
Oh shit! It's Mother's Day next Sunday.
Oh, delightful. Why is it not son and daughter day? Absolutely livid. That's, to be fair, you know what it is. That's not a really bad idea, to be totally honest with you.
Okay, what we'll do then, we'll start a poll. Like I said, we will start a poll on the Facebook page, and people can vote on there who they want us to do. Throw us some suggestions. So that's what we'll do.
100%.
Oh yeah.
100%. Well, I think that concludes this episode for this week, Matty.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. So
no, I'm not sure if you've got anything, or if anyone else in the comments have got anything to discuss. But yeah, that concludes this episode, episode 7.
Yeah. All I want to
Just
do is get a bit sentimental. Obviously, we are however many weeks we're in now. This is the 7th episode. And to be fair, it just seems like the support's just getting more and more each week, which I can't
It's
thank you
good.
guys enough. I know Matty will feel the same. Like, we're only here doing what we do because there are people here supporting us.
Exactly.
Obviously, if we were just sat here and we've got no viewers and no one's interested in listening, then we wouldn't be doing it. I know I love doing this.
Yeah, it's class.
Me and Matty this all stemmed just from a random stream a few weeks ago when my younger brother Christian asked us both what our favourite type of chocolate was. And it sparked a near 2-hour conversation over what our favourite fucking chocolate bar was, and then it turned on to films, it turned out to games and everything. So from there we decided, you know what, we're going to do a podcast because I think we'd be really good at it. Obviously we're still learning, there's still technical issues here and there. I think we need to get a bit more consistent in what we do.
Yeah.
But obviously, we haven't been doing it that long, so hopefully you guys can, forgive us for that. But I just want to say a massive thank you for everyone that's in the stream right now, everyone that's watching on the YouTube, everyone that's interacting with us anywhere. A massive, massive thank you. I can't thank you guys enough. I really appreciate it.
To be totally honest with you, everyone, even though I am sort of a part of this, I've got to commend Matty on it, especially when it comes to doing the spotlights, because I'll be totally honest with you, I do have some form of say or influence within the spotlight of the week, but honestly, he writes all this stuff up. Honestly, I do have the ability to do it, but I know it would be worded as good as Matty can and push it out. I generally don't think without what he's providing us and providing all you lot would be possible. To be fair, because I can, one of the things I've always struggled with is just sitting here and talking to people, but the fact that it's with my own friend and we're own viewers, it's literally it's mint. And as Matty put it there, the support that we're getting when it comes to pushing these podcasts out, you're the people why we keep coming back every single week, because I think if we weren't pulling in views from you guys, I generally don't think we'd probably stick with it. I really don't, but we are we're making a push for it, and don't worry, we'll be up there with the top list of the true Geordie and what have you. We're getting at that point at some point. Honestly,
you big Geordie bastard.
Exactly. Yeah, just you wait. In the future, we'll be on the True Geordie podcast as well, talking on their podcast.
Yeah,
it's happening. But honestly, thank you all, you lovely people. Honestly,
yeah. I've said in previous podcasts, we're doing this because it's what we love to do.
Exactly.
It's not to obviously put things in Matty's eyes, but I've always dreamed of doing stuff like this, being a content creator, streaming video games, making YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. It's always been a dream of mine, but I've always procrastinated with it and never fully put any sort of effort into it. But now I've got I started streaming fairly consistently. What about late December, early January, and over that time I've already gained over nearly 50 followers, 60 followers. I mean, I was on 54, and now I'm on 115. Without that support from people, I don't think I'd be doing it. I'd still be dead down about it and just it ain't ever gonna happen. But you guys are literally helping me make my dream come true. So all I can say is thank you.
That's absolutely class. Like I say, obviously we massively appreciate the support and stuff that we're getting from all of you. It's class. It really is. it's just like to see all the support that we're gaining from everyone watching us. It's just brilliant. Like, to put into perspective, like every single week when it comes to doing a podcast with Matty, like I'm always dead excited for it, and he knows this. Like honestly, up until the point where we start the podcast, I'm like dead excited for it. Like as much as I love playing on my consoles and streaming and what have you, like there's nothing more that excites me more than podcast week, because it's a time where I get to just sit down, chill, and chat with my best mate. It's class.
You're gonna make me cry.
Stop crying right now. Stop crying.
Oh, God's sake. Right. I want to make a commitment now to everyone watching. Obviously, we've been rambling for about 10 minutes saying thank you, but I'm 100% devoted. I'm making this content better for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy what we do. That's why you're here. So I am going to put a lot more, I'll put more effort into making it a lot better, a lot more streamlined, a lot less shitty. And hopefully making the best content we can for you guys, and so every Sunday you guys are here with us, and we just have a general nice chat about films and TV and gaming and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? What's not to love there? So,
my setup will get better at some point. I can promise you. When I've had the ability to work as many hours as I have to ensure that I get a PC, don't worry, my content for the stream as well will improve. I promise. Well, I'll become rich at some point. I have no idea how, but it'll happen.
It will happen. Right, on that bombshell, we'll end it here. Again, thank you all for watching. I have been Burbsy. This has been Matty J.
Thank you.
Another one in the bag. Have a great week, and we shall see you here same time next Sunday. Adios.
See you later, everyone.